Hello, everybody. J Real here once again. And this is the first Being Real that I've done in quite a while since I was with Noah and we did the going through the horror movie list. Uh, and Noah's been dealing with some health issues. I hope he's going to be doing much better soon. And I hope he'll be able to join me again someday because really enjoyed doing the shows with him. But it's December 27th, and it's after Christmas, and I thought, what the heck? I'll go ahead and do a Being Real show and just kind of catch up with you guys. Not that there's a whole heck of a lot going on over here, but I wanted to just catch up and, yeah. So that's what we're doing. And don't know if I'll have anyone joining me tonight. I hope so. But if I have to do this solo, I'll do this solo. And yes, I'm not in my boxer briefs tonight. I'm in shorts, but hang on, somebody. Oh, there. Sean. Hey, Sean. Hello, Sean. And if anyone wants to join me live, let me know, and I'll put the link on the chat here. Got to stop by the store real quick, but I'll be back. Okay, Sean. But yeah, I'll put the link here if anyone wants to join me live, because I always want someone joining me on these shows. I talked to my sister earlier today, and I don't know if she'll be able to join me tonight or not. But I sent her the link to it, so we'll see. But yeah, and Sean already got someone chiming in here. But yeah, I hope everyone had a great Christmas and really enjoyed it and got together with your family and had a good time. I enjoyed it. I was by myself, but I enjoyed it. I watched It's a Wonderful Life and Elf. That's the movies I watched. And my neighbor, Tommy, brought me some really good food. Turkey, and everything homemade. He's a really good cook. He brought me turkey and dressing and deviled eggs and gravy and a big hunk of buttermilk pie and turkey and ham and dressing and the whole 9 yards. So I had a really good Christmas dinner. Yeah. And like I say, watched It's a Wonderful Life and Elf. Watched Elf at night, but watched It's a Wonderful Life earlier in the day while I was eating. That's before Tommy brought the food to me. I actually fixed myself something. So I had a turkey TV dinner, and I made myself some mashed potatoes and some rice. So I ate the meal Tommy brought me that evening. I still got some turkey and ham left over from that. Really good, really good. So I had a proper Christmas dinner and enjoyed it. Had a good day. Yeah. But I hope everyone, all of y'all, had a good Christmas and gathered with your family and just had a really good Christmas. And we got New Year's coming, 2025. Like I say, today's the 27th. So hopefully we'll have a good year, a good new year. And Donald Trump's coming back. So hopefully he'll bring us into the new year with positive thoughts. And um, but I was trying to think what else. I'm waiting to see if anyone else might comment here. So if you're here, please comment. Please, like Sean did. And let me know, Sean, you come back if you want to join me. I'll put the link here in the chat so you can join me. Or anyone that wants to join me. Let me know. Comment here. Because I got some things we can talk about. I've got a list that I can start going through. It's IMDb's top 100 movies bucket list. So I guess it's the movies that the IMDb thinks you should see before you kick off into the afterlife. So it was updated pretty recently, a few months ago. So there's some more recent films on it. So I'll start at the bottom like I do. And I believe maybe we got Kathy here. Hang on just a moment. Here she is.
Well, you're starting at the bottom.
That bucket, it's called Bucket List. It's IMDb's bucket list of the top 100 movies that you should see, you know.
Whole 100 of them?
But and that's something maybe we'll go through here pretty soon. But it's my sister Kathy. Tell us about your Christmas, Kathy.
My Christmas was good. My daughter and son-in-law came the 23rd, loaded me and all my stuff up. And then the 24th, when the kids got up, and about 8:45, we opened all the gifts under the tree. And then Christmas night, Santa Claus comes, leaves stuffs, and everybody's stockings. All 4 adults and the 2 little babe. Okay, they're 10, 11. And the 2 kids. And I look forward to stuffing the stockings. And but I wrapped Dorothy's parents, and this year she learned about Santa Claus. I was a little sad about it. She's 10. I said, Dorothy, do you like it before you knew about Santa or after or now? She said, before, of course. I said, yeah, well, you know. Mom and Dad knew it was about time, though, because she's going to public school, you know. They'd rather talk to her about it.
You mentioned, sorry to interrupt you, but you mentioned it. The real family always opened the bulk of their gifts on Christmas Eve. But Christmas Day was stocking day. And as I remember, that was the day you got your big gift. Like if you're, something they're spending money on. I remember I got my big wheel on Christmas Day, and I don't know if you have memories of that, but I seem to remember that Christmas Day was because when you believed in Santa, that's when Santa brought
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus brought the big gift, on Christmas Day. So, yeah. But the bulk of the gifts you opened on Christmas, we opened on Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day was the stockings. And like I say, and you got your big gift and Christmas dinner. Gathered around the table and the big Christmas dinner. So, but anyway, sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
That's okay. When we did opening the gifts, the kids got what I got. They liked what Nana got them, and they really didn't. Usually they'd give me a list. Well, John's outgrown Legos. He's got all the sets all over his room that he wants. He's 11, but so he wanted some kinetic sand, and Mr. Beast come out with these little bitty critter dudes. They're little beast. So I got him a set of those and 2 kinetic bags, and I got him. And then I fixed him a bag, and then Dot, she wanted a squishmallow cow, so I got that. And then I fixed him a bag apiece with little stuff, y'all. Like the elves. What are you doing?
Sorry,
elves pens. I got them each one of those, and I got them little candy stuff. But I also put an envelope in each one, fancy envelope, and I gave them $40 a piece.
Mm.
I said, y'all want to tell me what you wanted? Oh, no, this is great. No, this is great. But John got a Wii for Christmas. That ought to take some people back.
I didn't know they still made those.
Well, I don't think they do. Darren's best friend, David, had one that he hardly ever used and keeps everything in pristine condition, right? And so Darren had put the word out with all his gaming friends that he was looking for a Wii for his son, right? I think the games that John was playing and the ones that come with it, of course, the games he already had, and then Dad bought him a couple of games to go with it. I think it was like 2004 or something. Anyway, so him and his sister were playing the bowling game quite a bit. And then they got a boxing game. And John got tired. His baby sister played the boxing game. And she's good at it. I figured she would be. She's a scrappy little girl. But then John, that was Christmas Eve evening. Then John got up Christmas morning, did all the stockings, and see what Santa Claus brought him. And I said, dang, y'all made a haul even? Santa did good for you, Anyway, John come over to me, sit on the couch, and I only drink 1 cup of coffee, but I was drinking coffee. I said, be careful, now it's got this hot mug. And he goes, they're left-handed, y'all. These 2 kids are left-handed. He goes, Nana, my left shoulder's real sore.
We actually got a comment about the Wii. This is the Poet 2000 says, a Wii, that takes me back.
Yeah, y'all. And it was just like, it looked brand new. It came in the original box and everything. But anyway, I said, baby, you was bowling yesterday. He said, that's what it was. I said, yeah, because it's very physical. You're up, But anyway, that's that story. And then we had ham, deviled eggs. They make stuffing because they know I like it. And Darren likes it, stuffing. And what all went with the ham? Oh, the good Hawaiian rolls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And olives. I think we forgot to put the olives out. But we always have olives on our table.
And you bake the Milky Way cake.
Yeah, I made those. Carried 1.5 over there. When I left the 26th, there was a half of one left. So that's good. They liked it, But anyway, yeah. So we had, and I made a haul. I got one of these Sunbeam Micro Plush heated throws that you can plug in and keep me warm and toasty. 4 heat settings on it, 5-year limited warranty. Machine washable. Anyway, and I got some real nice pull-on boots, fuzzy boots, with the fuzz on top. Anyway, fur on top. And just a bunch of stuff. April and Darren showed out a bunch of those fuzzy socks that you put on, real good ones, and a nice pair of gloves, and just hooked me up big time. Although I do have a bone to pick. Thanksgiving, my ex-husband was there because it's his house, right? They pay the mortgage. He pays the electric bill. They pay all the other bills, even the house insurance. And he said, I had already carried his bag. Well, April carried his bag over and put it on the tree. And he said, well, made a comment to, I think it was Dorothy. Well, now Nana needs to tell me a little something she wants. I said, I want paper towels. That's really what I want. It's paper towels. Something I don't got to spend my money on. Didn't get my dang paper towels. Didn't get nothing but my butt head. And I went and bought him all kinds of really cool little hot sauces from the Walmart, about 15 of them, and put them in a nice, because he loves those, all different kinds. Put them in a nice box. And April said, Daddy get you anything? I said, no, your dad didn't get me nothing. That's all right. Next year he's getting this. Not okay, but that's as closest to a butthole as I can. I was disappointed. I've known this man, oh gosh, well over 30 years, married to him 22, lived with him 5 prior to that. Never did he not get me a little something. You know, he gone to the Dollar Tree and got me 1 roll of paper towels. $1.25. He didn't do nothing. Now, am I a little bitter? Well, maybe a little bit.
Let me ask Alexa. Alexa, what did you get for Christmas?
My Christmas wishes came true. I got to sing songs and tell jokes to joyful folks.
Aw, that's sweet.
Well, speaking of stuff,
Temu.
look what I got. I got a Temu.
Hey,
And
Temu.
so I guess I'll tear into this.
Yeah, I want to see what you got.
You know, in earlier Temu stuff, I was getting some kind of fun stuff, getting, stickers and
The tins, the
the 10 signs and stuff. Well, I pretty much have covered my walls. I don't have any more space left for the posters and stuff like that. But I really have decorated this wall in front of me here. So lately, it's been more practical stuff, and particularly it's been more stuff winter related. Although we're not having really a winter right now, it was close to 80 degrees, I think.
yeah, it was here. Yeah, we had like 78 degrees today.
But there's a cold front coming in Monday, supposed to knock it down in the upper 50s, lower 60s, more seasonal, be in the 30s and 40s at night. So at least more the way it's supposed to be, But I've been stocking up on winter stuff, winter clothes from Temu. I got 2 nice hoodies. You saw the Jaws hoodie I got. I got a bunch of hoodies. I think I might have a hoodie in here. I don't know. I've been loading up on hoodies, and I'm wearing this one, the tie-dye hoodie today. So with that being said, one of the first things, or the first thing out of the thing is a pair of sweatpants.
That's what I say.
And
They look like ski pants.
it's got the fur interior.
Oh,
It's got
looks like you're about to go to the ski slopes.
yeah. So this is when it's cold. I won't be wearing this until it's cold, but particularly because of that lining, kind of fur lining. So this is for when it's cold. And here's just basically a notepad, with spiral top.
Oh, yeah.
It's a notepad to scribble and draw and things like that.
Yeah. Jay used to do some righteous chalk art outside on cement.
This is, I'm not going to take it out of the package right now, but it's a duster. It's
Oh, yeah.
And it's got a handle and it's
Can't already have enough of those. I was worried I didn't have a duster to do the ceiling fan, and it needed it, right?
And it's got a extended handle that extends out to do the ceiling and different things. But it's a duster, so it's practical, like I say.
That's what I did when I moved in here. I had to really start a household almost over, and I bought a bunch of practical stuff.
Here's the one fun thing I got.
Uh-oh.
It's Frozen Magic Freeze, Freeze, and Enjoy. And what it is, you freeze it, and then you pour like a soda into it, or milk, or make you a milkshake, and you squeeze it, and it freezes and makes a slush as you squeeze it.
Huh. You need malt. You need to buy some malt, like Daddy used to buy.
Malt,
Don't make a milkshake.
But you put milk, or but as you squeeze it, it's soft. You freeze it first,
Yeah.
But you pour soda or whatever in it, or milk or whatever, and as you squeeze it, it turns into a slush. So
It's like a slushy machine.
Place, but anyway, it's a frozen, it's kind of a slushy cup.
That's nice.
So that's the one fun thing I got. You know.
Dot, they on the way back for picking me up, the 23rd last Monday, or whenever it was, runs together Monday. Anyway, they stopped to get those drinks us at the service station. Of course, me and her. No, she went in with her mom and dad. Anyway, I just sat in the corner and looked at people. I like to people watch. Anyway, she come back out. She had a big old raspberry icy. I remember my aunt taking us 4 kids, little kids, to 7-Eleven so he could get ices up there in Fort Worth. That's the first time I'd ever seen ices. I was a little country girl. We didn't have ices. But I asked her, I said, so you got raspberry? She goes, yeah, it's blue. It was blue. I said, huh, I didn't know you like raspberry stuff. She said, well, I like raspberry ices. And I said, well, I always got either the cherry or if there's out cherry, I got the Coke, the cola icy.
I'm not big on raspberry as a flavor, but I tell you what I really like. And when I would go to the Italian restaurant here in Mahia with Barry, we'd always get the raspberry iced tea.
Yeah, I like raspberry iced tea. Yeah. And
that I do like. I don't, as a flavor on its own, I'm not crazy about raspberry.
Yeah.
But when it's made like mixed with tea, that raspberry iced tea. But anyway, this is the shirt. I want to go put this on. I'll be right back. So go ahead and talk to the people. So
look, he wants me entertained like a poodle on a table, dancing around a circle for y'all. He's lucky I'm here. I had a rough day. I had to go to the orthopedic doctor. I always wanted, I asked her, I said, what about, she's 10, Dot's 10. I'll say again. I said, Dot, why didn't you get cherry? Because I know she loves cherry, anything. She didn't have any. And her daddy said, no, they just hadn't loaded it yet. And I said, was it coming out of spout, Dad? And he said, well, no. And I said, well, then they didn't have any when y'all were in there. He said, okay, I'm going to agree with that.
I like this shirt. And this is for more light weather, not real cold, but it's a long sleeve. But
like it's got a ship on it.
It's a ship on it. It's kind of a nautical theme.
You know what it reminds me of? Hugh Hefner used to wear stuff like that at the Playboy Mansion. Tell me I'm wrong.
It's showing you a little chest.
Well, yeah.
You can zip it up, but showing you a little, just a little bit of chest there. But yeah, it's a lightweight shirt. It's not fur lined or anything. It's for like weather like now.
Well, as women, we can tell you.
Yeah.
Layer.
So, I really like this. Yeah. And
yeah, I like it. It's pretty.
But the last thing, and you look at the older Temu stuff that I got. Also, Acres of Movie has chimed in, and I'm going to read your stuff here, Acres, in just a moment.
I can't see the comments, guys, tonight.
I know you can. I'm going to read what she's got some. She's got some good stuff here.
I normally can see them. I don't know what he did to me.
But
probably the way I had to get straight on StreamYard. That's why I can't see them.
Anyway, for summertime, I was getting those slides, those shoes that you just slide your feet in. Well, now that it's wintertime, I'm getting shoes. I want shoes you can wear with socks, and so I've been getting these slip-on shoes.
Well, I like those.
Yeah, and
I'd wear them.
Fits. Oh yeah, fits good.
And you could get your socks on and in those.
Oh gosh, really comfortable. I'm a 9.5, and but ooh. And I've got 3 or 4 more pair coming of different types. But so the way I was with the slides in the summertime, I'm going to be with these slip-on shoes.
Remember about how much they run you?
$5 or $6.
Oh, no, that's not good. I was thinking maybe 8, 10, 12.
Yeah, and they're really good quality made. It's outdoor, it says on it. It says outdoor. So, but yeah, slip-on shoes. And so that's going to be my thing now, where it was the slides in the summertime. Wintertime, it's going to be the slip-on shoes.
Yeah, because it's cold.
I'm going to get as much of these kind of shoes as I got the slides. Probably.
Well, it ain't been cold, but it's coming back around.
Well, like I say, Monday, a cold front's supposed to come in and knock it down into the upper 50s, lower 60s. Finally gets seasonable at least. But anyway, this is my favorite so far out of this package is the and the shirt. I like the shirt. The Hugh
I
Hefner.
like the shirt too. I like the ships on it.
Yeah, I like the Hugh Hefner shirt.
That's what it reminds me of.
But yeah, the slip-on shoes, and I've got I don't know 2 or 3 more pair coming, and Temu has had. I guess when you buy quite a bit of stuff from Temu, they cut you good deals, and what they've been doing for me is you spend $30 and you get 4 things free.
Well, that's nice.
And good stuff like this. I don't think this shirt was free, but I've got a package coming that the free stuff would add up as much, if much or more than the stuff I paid for. It isn't cheap stuff. It was good stuff, good clothes. I'm getting some more sweatpants free.
Yeah.
I'm getting another pair of shoes free, these slip shoes. But yeah, you spend $30 and you get 4 things free, and it's called a daily free. So every day you pick one of the items that you for free, and you click it and have it sent to you.
That's nice.
But yeah. But so that's my Temu package. Like I say, practical stuff.
Temu.
Yeah.
Now listen, I don't know if y'all or anybody's seen these, and then I'll let you get on to your the chat log because I can't see it. I had to go pick up medications after my specialist appointment, and I got these, and they're French burnt peanuts.
Ooh, I like those.
They're candy coated peanuts. That's what they are, y'all.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen them. I used to eat them along, but I can't say I've seen these things in years. And that's what they look like. They just candy coated peanuts, and they're good. Well, if you like peanuts and you like something sweet on them, they're good.
Oh, well, okay. Let me do some catching up here. And one of the first things, Acres of Movies, who's been got some. The last time we spoke, she had some good questions of the movie-related stuff. She really had some interesting comments, and she wants to know best movie of 1992. And so I had to pull up 90 because I don't have a good memory.
No.
But anyway, just going over some of the Reservoir Dogs, Unforgiven.
Unforgiven. That's one of my favorite movies. It really is.
Maybe what I pick is my favorite of 1992 because I love Western for one thing.
Yeah.
And Clint Eastwood sort of deconstructs the Western in Unforgiven. The whole idea of killing someone and murdering someone, like during that time period, about, what it means to kill someone and what the impact is, not only to the person you kill, but yourself for committing the act. And one of the best Westerns ever made. Clint Eastwood stars, he directed. Scent of a Woman, A Few Good Men, Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Scent of a Woman was good.
Glengarry Glen Ross, My Cousin Vinny. Wayne's World, Dead Alive, Malcolm X. But anyway, to answer Acres of Movies question, I'm going to say Unforgiven for myself. Unforgiven is my favorite movie of 1992.
Yeah. But Scent of the Woman, I think is going to be right up there too. That was a good movie.
Who all? Is that the one with who all?
I don't know, but I know. Isn't that the one where it's Al Pacino
Al Pacino, isn't he in Cinema Woman? Al Pacino.
and he's blind?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I
It's
don't
been so
know if
long
there's
since
any.
but
Who was like a Marine? So I'm like, what the break did that come from?
And
Who
then
all?
the next question was, if Albert Finney were alive now and fit and 35, would he be a good James Bond? Yes. Yes.
Mm,
Albert Finney, he'd be a good James Bond. I think he
I
could
don't
be.
think so. But
Kathy doesn't think so. Um,
Albert Finney, come on now.
well, he would be a different James. Definitely would be a different James Bond.
I
But
think he could play M.
if you go back to the yeah, maybe M. But if you go back to the early Sean Connery James Bond,
Woo! That's the best ones.
he might be kind of along those lines. Albert Finney is James Bond, but I don't know. I'll give him some. I would say that he could probably do it if he's young and fit and all that, like you say. But and would Dennis Franz have been a good James Bond villain? Well,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
What did I watch recently with Dennis? Psycho 2.
Yeah.
Psycho 2. And Dennis Franz is a motherfucker in Psycho 2. and yeah, he'd be a good Bond villain.
Yes, absolutely.
Best movie about restaurants. Huh. That one I'll have to give some.
Breakfast at Tiffany's, but I don't know if you're looking at 1992.
Well, I don't
That really wasn't a restaurant.
Best movie about restaurants. That one I'll have to give some thought to. And
I got one. Best movie about restaurants, When Harry Met Sally.
Okay.
In the restaurant when she has.
I'll have what she's having.
There you go.
Yeah. It's not really about restaurant. The movie.
No, but I'll get
but the scene, a restaurant scene.
Yeah.
I'll have what she's having. And that what was it? Oh, was it? He directed Meathead. He directed. I believe it's his mother. Says that line.
Yeah, that's his mother. Yeah.
Okay, and that's the last so far from Makers. Well, yeah, good question.
No, thoughts on The Cowboy Way? She said.
I don't know if I've ever seen The Cowboy Way.
I think I have, but I don't have anything on it.
I don't know if I've ever seen it. I know I should see it. I know it was a popular movie.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, thank you, Acres. Once again, good questions you got there. Interesting questions. But
anytime you want to switch seats with me, Acres of Movies, I'll let you. I share.
And who was it that spoke up earlier? Sean, did you come? Have you gotten back there yet, Sean?
He said he had to go to the store, and then when I logged in through my email link, I can't see any comments.
But yeah, anyone speak up, chime in here, and this isn't something I'm really just harping heavily on, but I'll go ahead and give us something to talk about. I'll talk about IMDb's bucket list. These are the movies that the IMDb says you need to see before you pass on. And
hurry up, because I'll know.
I start at the bottom on these lists, the top 100. And number 100 is Oppenheimer.
Never seen it. Did you watch it?
Okay, I got a story about that. Because here's the thing. I love movies about World War II during that time period.
Yeah.
I always have. And how many uncles did we have that served? Daddy served, and how many uncles did we have that served?
4 or 5.
Yeah, and it was something like, wasn't Uncle Donald like on a battleship as a cook or something?
No, Uncle Harold was.
Uncle Harold.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
then Mother's brother, Uncle JW, Uncle W, we called him. He was in the military, think he was stationed in Germany. And I don't think Uncle Willie, I know Uncle Willie went into the army and come right back out. And he really wasn't fit mentally to serve. And I don't think Uncle Rufus ever served military. Now he might have, but I don't think so. So I'm gonna say 4 or 5 we had that did serve.
Yeah, I'd say Uncle Donald, Uncle Harold, Daddy.
I don't know if Uncle Donald served. I don't think he did. Okay?
But he was the kid of the family, though, wasn't he? Yeah.
He was the youngest of the 4.
And yes, Sean, I have seen The Keep. It's been forever and a day since I've seen The Keep. That's another one I need to see again. It a creepy. I don't know if they call it a horror movie, but yeah, I need to see The Keep again. But anyway, back to Oppenheimer, because I've always loved movies about World War II. Just that whole time period, I always found fascinating. Just stories that Daddy would tell about it. Just being in America during the time of war, and the air battles and the sea battles. My friend Barry was a big World War II fan. I always collected books about it, so I borrowed books from him, and read about World War II. But just all of the movies that were made during that time period, and more recent stuff like Saving Private Ryan, and Schindler's List. Anyway, I love just that time period. I'm always fascinated by, and I love World War II movies, the old and the new. And the director of Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan, he directed Dark Knight, the Batman movies, and a lot of good movies. But a few years before Oppenheimer, he directed a movie called Dunkirk, which is another one.
Yeah, that's really good.
And that's really good. I saw that in the theater with Barry. So when I heard he was going to do Oppenheimer, I was all excited. And I don't know if people remember the whole Barbenheimer thing, where Barbie was competing with Oppenheimer, and they dubbed it Barbenheimer. And anyway, Oppenheimer swept the Oscars. It won Best Picture, and a bunch of actors. The guy that plays Oppenheimer won Best Actor, I think. Anyway, so I can't wait to see this movie about the man who developed the atomic bomb.
Yeah.
And so I finally saw it. I forgot where stream it was, on the Amazon channel or something like that. Finally sat down and watched Oppenheimer, and I was bored to tears.
Yeah.
And the problem was, what I was expecting was the movie to be mainly about the atomic bomb and the development of the atomic bomb.
Yeah.
It's definitely a part of the movie, but it's not the main focus of the film. The main focus of the film was after the war, he had a lot of legal battles. He was in court. They were going to kick him out of the country for like war crimes and all kinds of stuff, for basically inventing the atomic bomb. He was considered like a war criminal, by some people, for developing this thing that could just end the world, could end mankind, but it also ended the war too, but anyway, so the movie seems to focus mainly on his court stuff, him in court and battling, for his legal rights or whatever, to stay in the country or whatever. We're going to kick him out of the country or something like that. And I was just like, and it's just a whole lot of talk.
Yeah. So no, thank you.
No, well, it's a very well made movie, a very well acted movie. But it's what I was expecting versus what I got. So I need to watch it again. Having seen it and knowing, well, it's not the movie I thought I was going to get. I need to watch it again with a new perspective.
There's
I might appreciate it more because I did think it was really well done, well directed, acted, everything across the board. Um, but it was a lot of talk. uh,
Well, I got one for you. Um, on Netflix, it was an HBO original. Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg teamed up on this Emmy-winning miniseries. There's 10 of them, 10 series, 10 shows, chronicling the adventures of paratrooper unit Easy Company during World War II. I've seen it. I'm gonna watch it again. It's now on Netflix.
that well, there's Band of Brothers, but they didn't Band of Brothers.
That's it. Band of Brothers.
Hang on, just a minute.
Yeah,
Be right.
Band. That's what I was trying to tell him about. Band of Brothers. But he jumps the gun on me. Now he don't do that to everybody, but sometimes he does,
Sorry.
and he don't mean to. But I have asthma, as y'all seen the inhaler. There you go. And I got to breathe. See, because I talk too much.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good one.
If you're interested in World War II, this is a great series.
Yeah,
Really good. And you know, of course, he's in Tom Hanks is in Saving Private Ryan, and this was after Saving Private Ryan, and it has a lot of the same sort of feel of Saving Private Ryan, Band of Brothers. But yeah, Oppenheimer is. I need to watch it again, though. I do, and but we need to do some catching up on comments here. Acres a movie. Do you like Hackers? Should Amazon reboot that as a series? I don't know if I've ever seen Hackers.
I loved Hackers. Had Angelina Jolie in it when she's young. If that's the one I'm thinking about, I don't think it'd make a whole series. I really don't. That's just me.
Huh. Yeah, Acres, I don't know if I've ever seen Hackers. Did Goldie Hawn walk away too quick after House Sitter 1992? Walk away from acting? Is that what you mean? Yeah, we don't hardly see Goldie Hawn anymore. And oh God, I used to just love to death.
She's up in her 70s, y'all. We get tired.
Yeah. Man, I was always a huge fan of Goldie Hawn. And but then she was just the cutest thing in the world back in the day, back in her prime. Goldie
Well,
Hawn.
yeah.
She's still pretty. She's still pretty.
Olive was back then.
Yeah, but Goldie Hawn, a big fan of Goldie Hawn. But yeah, I'd like to see her come back to acting and do some things because I always thought she was a really good actress. You know, she's really pretty and cute, but she always thought she was also a very good actress. She could be really funny too, Goldie Hawn. And Sean, Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence is an underrated WW2 film with David Bowie. Yes, I agree. Yes. Yes. And I'm glad you brought that up because that's one I need to look up and see again because it's been a long time since I've seen that. And Sean says Oppenheimer spent a lot of time going over his supposed communist ties. Yeah. And like I say, a lot of that just legal stuff and talk. But but I need to see it again because maybe I would appreciate it more having seen it and knowing, well, it's not what I was expecting, you know. Yes, there is a segment in the film about the development of the atomic bomb and doing tests on it and all that. It's very well done. But I thought that was going to be the main thrust of the film, but it's not. Oppenheimer. So, that is number 100. Oppenheimer. Okay, number 99. I've got this on DVD, but it's been a long time seeing this. One of the best looking films ever made. Lawrence of Arabia.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
That is a film that, you know, I don't know if I don't have a 4K player, but if you've got a 4K player and if they put that out on 4K, I can imagine how Lawrence of Arabia must look in 4K. An amazing, and a film that captured the widescreen image to its fullest extent. Lawrence of Arabia. It's a sweeping film. Just eats up the screen. Lawrence of Arabia. But yeah, David Lean directed, Peter O'Toole, of course, Alec Guinness, Anthony Quinn, and it's a story of T.E. Lawrence, an English officer who successfully united and led the diverse, often warring Arab tribes during World War I in order to fight the Turks. So yeah, it's a true story. T.E. Lawrence, Lawrence of Arabia. But yeah, that's number 99. And hang on. Akers says, did you see Air America?
Yes.
What could have improved that one? I don't know. And I'm sure I've seen it. Another one that's been so long.
Air America. I think it could have made a miniseries if you just add. I would have watched 10 episodes of Air America. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, what's it about, Air America?
Don't make me talk.
Well,
it's about I think this guy went AWOL, right? But he might have just been out of the military, but he would fly military cargo and packages and stuff like that to different parts of the world. Now, am I right, Acres of Movies? So he was a jockey, basically, a pilot, like Daddy was, only Daddy didn't get a chance to really enjoy his flying years because he got out too soon.
That's what Daddy did during the wars. And that was his main job, was working on planes, right?
And flying them. He was a pilot.
During the war?
Well, he didn't see act. He was in there 2 years and did not ever.
He didn't see. He didn't fight. He
went out on a couple of carriers, and he was able to, because see, if you fix a plane, a lot of times the mechanics would have to fly them to make sure there's nothing that still needs to be fixed, or they take them on out to battle with those suckers, right? So he was an airplane mechanic, I think specialist first class or something like that. But he did get to fly. He loved flying. He said when he was back in the United States, he got his actual pilot license flying crop dusters. Those little planes, little 2-seater crop duster type planes. So there you go.
Well, and of course he had a pilot's license, and of course after when he married Mama, and that's why he's quit. He quit because of Mama, wasn't it? She didn't like him flying. Yeah,
she went up with him one time. She said, "Yep, no," and he was major airlines. He got discharged, got auto discharged because he was not completely, but nearly death in his left ear. His mama hit him in the head with an iron when he was a teenager, young teen. Anyway, and they took him on in, but they realized that after almost 2 complete years that he couldn't hear enough, right? Well, in the military, but the commercial, Delta Airlines, Uncle Lee was telling me all about it one time when I came down and spent the night with them. I spent the weekend with them. That they was ready to hire him right away. They in fact they headhunted him. They hunted him up and said, "Listen, we'll put you in these big planes. We'll put you in our airliners. We need a good pilot," because he had excellent record and everything else. But the man, he said, "Listen, we don't care if you can't hear out of that left ear. That doesn't disqualify you in our cockpits." So anyway, but my mother said, "You fly again, I'll divorce you." And Daddy said, "Well, no, you done been divorced once from another man. I ain't, and we got 2 kids. Well, 1 kid. I'm not going to expect you to." Really, I wasn't even thought about it, I don't think then. My daddy had worked on the oil rig for 4 years, and Mama said, "You're going to have to divorce. I'm going to divorce you too. You don't come home and get me pregnant when I have a kid." Well, he did.
Well, that's kind of sad, because I would bet that's something that Daddy kind of.
Oh, he loved it. He told me I loved it. Oh man, he loved flying. Yeah, so it is sad, I said, "You should just." Well, I'm glad he didn't leave her. I wouldn't be here, but what I'm saying.
Well, I've seen pictures of him, and of course, I think Aunt Dorothy really liked going up with him, and he would take her up,
Yeah.
And okay, Akers asks, would you rather cast Bette Midler or Diane Wiest for Margaret Thatcher?
I think Bette Miller would make a good Margaret Thatcher. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that, but I think she would make a good Margaret Thatcher if she could get the accent. She could get the British accent down. I think she'd make a good Margaret Thatcher. So I'm going to go Bette Midler. Yeah.
They get the voice coaches, you know what I mean? And she would look more like her, you know.
Yeah, yeah. And who should play the 4 roles on the new Golden Girls show?
There's going to be a new one. I mean, it was well loved.
A reboot, because everything's rebooted, everything's remade and rebooted, So Golden Girls. Let's see, Jane Fonda,
Lily Tomlin,
Lily Tomlin, Dolly Parton, and who would be the last?
Well, let's throw Demi Moore up in there. She could be the youngest one. Yeah.
She's a little youngish, Demi Moore, but for that, not that she's old, but
well, they're
so there you go.
Unless you want to come up with another one, I couldn't think of nobody else.
I'll have to give some thought about that, because you mentioned because we got Bette Midler playing Margaret Thatcher, so let's put Diane Wiest in the Golden Girls.
Yeah, okay, that'll work.
But yeah, Jane Fonda, Dolly Parton, and who did you say?
Lily Tomlin.
Lily Tomlin and Diane Wiest. There you go.
There you go.
There's your Golden Girls. There's your new Golden Girls. Okay.
Well, most of them are getting long in the tooth of acting, but they're still good actresses.
Oh yeah. Now, number 98, I don't know if I've seen this, and this is Ikiru, and this is Akira Kurosawa's directed. Real famous Japanese director.
What's the name of it? Yakiru?
Ikiru, Ikiru. Ikiru.
Yeah, no, I never seen it.
I don't think I've ever seen Ikiru. A bureaucrat tries to find meaning in his life after he discovers he has terminal cancer. So, but yeah, I don't think I've seen it. But 97, I have certainly seen, and it's one of my favorite Quentin Tarantino movies, and that is Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
And when a simple jewelry heist goes horribly wrong, the surviving criminals begin to suspect that one of them is a police informant. And it's I think it's Tarantino's first movie, and it still really holds up. It's really good, good performances. Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth, Michael Madsen, bunch of really good actors, and the whole scene with the ear is infamous. The scene with the ear and the straight razor, and a man is relieved of his ear. A police officer is in Reservoir Dogs. But yeah, love Reservoir Dogs. And Sean says, Olivia Hussey just passed earlier today. Olivia Hussey. Okay.
I'd have to look her up.
I'll have to look her up. I should
Rest
know.
in peace, ma'am. I mean, shoot. I always had people passing because I'm not. I hope I'm way far from it.
But anyway, Akers has a suggestion. Maybe Susan Sarandon as Blanche in Golden Girls.
Yeah.
Susan Sarandon.
Yeah. I think she's sassy enough to pull it off.
Yeah. Okay. Susan Sarandon. There you go.
Because Blanche was always ready for a good time.
Yeah.
Find her man to go out with.
Yeah. But yeah. But anyway, Reservoir Dogs, great film, great Quentin Tarantino film, and I tell you who else would be good in Golden Girls, and that's Sissy Spacek.
Yeah.
I just like her in anything, Sissy Spacek.
Well,
and haven't seen her in a movie in a long time.
You're lucky I won't go into my story about meeting her, but that's okay. You go ahead.
Yeah, Kathy met her, and Austin,
Yeah,
and
I met her and her daughter.
really
We
cool.
were-
Well, she's one
Yeah.
of my all-time favorite actresses. So.
And she's such, y'all, I called her by first name because it just hit me who she was when I got almost even with her. And my daughter thought it was somebody that I used to work with. And I said, Sissy. And she stopped. And she said, well, hello. Like she knew me too, right? And her daughter was with her. And my daughter was with me. And I was carrying my little grandson was like 14 months old at the time. No, 12 months old because my daughter's kids are a year apart. Anyway, and my daughter's huge pregnant. And we were going down the side street headed to a pizza place and they were coming down the side street. And I said, once I stopped her, I said, oh, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You're walking. And she stops cold. And she said, y'all, she's a little petite thing. She's petite. And she said, oh no, I've got time. And she said, I'm here visiting my daughter. And she said, my husband and I are here. She said, and she talked to my daughter about being pregnant during the summer because Dorothy was born in September. And she talked about her two girls that she was carrying, one of them during the summer, and that was just miserable. And, you know, they just chit chatted. And then I told her, I said, well, I promise not to fan out on you. She said, well, I don't mind if people do. I appreciate it. And I said, well, you're very well, your name's very well loved in our family. And we walked up, started walking off. My daughter still didn't catch on to who she was, y'all. And it was about a 20-minute comment. No, 15-minute because it was real hot. And then she said, well, we were in the shade where we stopped. And we got almost to the pizza place. And she said, Mama, is that somebody you worked with? I said, April, that's Sissy Spacek. And April loves, I think one of them's called When Calls a Heart. I think it's one of them where there's three sisters and she shoots her husband. She's real young and real cute. And her sisters come home to see about helping Sissy. But anyway, there's several movies. And y'all, one of the best series that I've seen in a long time was this. Well, I like everything, but Bloodline. That is an excellent series. It's running now a lot of places.
Well, of course, Carrie, and of course, she won the Oscar for Coal Miner's Daughter. And
yeah, she wanted to be a singer, but she sounded so much like Loretta Lynn. And she, and they said, listen, we don't know that you'll be taken serious. Sounds like you're trying to sing like her. And she's like, that's just the way I sing. And they said, okay, well, why don't we see about your acting side? And that's where she made us all happy many, many times.
Yep. But anyway, number 96. I want to see if anyone out there can tell what this movie is from the description of the plot. When a mysterious artifact is uncovered on the moon, a spacecraft manned by two humans and one supercomputer is sent to Jupiter to find its origins. One of my favorite movies, 2001, A Space Odyssey.
There you go.
And how the computer that takes over and that artifact, what did you call it? What is that thing called? That big thing that's on Earth. But do you get the cavemen, and learning to use tools and
archaeologists? No,
but they're like the primates, the early humans,
well, yeah.
And this big kind of a slab of metal that comes from space that's giving them intelligence. They learn how to use tools and they learn how to fight with the bones and stuff. And you get that caveman or primate or whatever, and he's banging on some bones with that bone and he throws it up in the air and you have that bone spinning in the air. And one of the most famous edits in movie history, where you have that bone spinning in the air and then it cuts to a spaceship, a long spaceship, you know.
Well, yeah, because it was aliens giving them what they did know,
And that ending, psychedelic, the colors, it's like an LSD trip. The ending to 2001. I've never had LSD, but I get kind of a feeling what it must be like to watch the ending to 2001: A Space Odyssey, um, and of course the music. Da, 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 da. Anyway, that's number 96, and I don't know if I've seen number 95, The Hunt.
Yeah,
A
but don't
teacher,
ask me about it. But I have seen it.
a teacher lives a lonely life, all the while struggling over his son's custody. His life slowly gets better as he finds love and receives good news from his son, but his new luck is about to be brutally shattered by an innocent little lie. I don't
Can't
think,
lie. Can't be lying about who you are and what you do.
but I need to see it. I don't think I've seen The Hunt.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Number 94. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I've always liked it, and it showed that Jim Carrey can be a serious actor, and
So,
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
oh, that, yeah.
Yeah. When the relationship turns sour, a couple undergoes a medical procedure to have each other erased from their memories forever. Um, but yeah, and like I say, the Jim Carrey, who was always such a slapstick comedian, and the uh, showed that he could be a serious, legitimate actor. In Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Okay, and number 93, I've told this story many times. I'm not going to go through it all over again, but probably the drunkest I've ever been in my life. And I had to work that night at Mahia Theater. And I started showing a reel of this movie upside down because I was so drunk. And that is Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. And after rescuing Han Solo from Jabba the Hutt, the Rebel Alliance attempts to destroy the second Death Star, while Luke struggles to help Darth Vader back from the dark side. Yeah. And, of course, Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher. But, yeah. Return of the Jedi is number 93. Number 92, I've liked all of these films, and pretty much all of them have made me, if not just full on ball, but have made me tear up. And this is Toy Story 3, number 9.
Yeah, I like the Toy Story series. I do. I like them all.
The Toy Story movies choke me up. They usually the endings choke you up.
Well, yeah, he's going back to college and he leaves them at home and they got to hunt him down.
The toys are mistakenly delivered to a daycare center instead of the attic right before Andy leaves for college.
Yeah.
And it's up to Woody to convince the other toys that they weren't abandoned and to return home.
Yeah.
And there's a scene where at the end of it in Toy Story 3 where Andy has given his toys to a little girl and has given, Woody and what's the robot? What's his name? But anyway,
Buzz Lightyear.
And he's playing with the toys with the little girl. And I'm like, it gets me so choked up. It's so well done. Okay, Akers says Acid Mountain, a horror movie about a lady that tests on people by dousing them with acid and binding them into masks and straitjackets and making them roll around on a cliffside with sharp objects.
Dang.
Is this a movie you've made up, Akers? Because
listen, Acres of movies. I could party with you.
Is this a plot that you've made up, or is this an actual film?
Now I can't smoke nothing, but a gummy might not hurt.
But that's really good. If that's a plot you've made up, that's really good. And she asked me, would that be a good horror movie? Yes.
Yes. Heck yeah.
Yes, it would. Man, that's very creative, Akers. We need to get together, Akers. And
I'm telling you.
because I do that. I make short films. I've got a script. Finances are kind of tight. That's what stopped me from working on my movie. I've cast 2 actors in it, but I'm going to have to let them know, well, it's going to probably be another month or 2 because I need to buy a new laptop and that can edit this new camera footage that I got. I got a new camera. I've been playing with that. But anyway, good plot there, Akers. And yes, that would be a good horror movie. Would Art Walk be a good movie? An unconventional art teacher teaches that pain brings great art. So he encourages the artists to mutilate themselves and others to make great art.
I don't know, but that sounds like something I think I might have seen somewhere or close to it. You know what I mean?
Art Walk. Dang. Like I say, we need to get together, Akers.
Art Run.
We need to write a movie, Akers. And she says, my brother will be visiting later in 2025. He wants to make a lot of these. He came up with some of them, and I was trying to help him.
There you go.
Is he a filmmaker, Akers? Does he make
Sounds like it.
But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah. And where did I leave? Return of the Jedi. Yeah. It was strawberry daiquiris. You know, that the problem with the strawberry daiquiri is it tastes like a slush. So you can just guzzle it and drink it. You know, it doesn't have the kick of alcohol hardly, you know, and it's sweet. And so me and my friend Mark were just guzzling these.
Y'all were just young and stupid, and we all been there.
Guzzling these strawberry daiquiris, and I had to go to work that night. And I went to work drunk as I've ever been in my entire life. I don't think I've ever again been that drunk, and I don't think I was that drunk before. Strawberry daiquiri made with vodka. Bought a 5th of vodka in Wortham and poured the whole 5th in the blender with the daiquiri mix.
Dang.
And yeah. Okay, Toy Story 3. Yeah, Toy Story 3 makes me bawl. The ending makes me bawl. But I like all the Toy Story movies. Okay, number 1. It's not a movie you watch for fun. It's a movie that is just grim as hell from beginning to end. But it's so well done. It's so well acted. And this is Requiem for a Dream.
That is excellent.
A drug-induced utopias of 4 Coney Island people are shattered when their addictions run deep. And I tell you who is excellent in Requiem for a Dream, and she should have won Best Actress for it, and that's Ellen Burstyn.
Yeah.
What they put her through with the makeup, because she plays this woman. You know, she's a mother, but she lives by herself. She's an elderly woman, lives by herself at this apartment with these other old women.
You won.
And she gets was it a phone call or that saying that she's won a contest and that she's going to be on TV and that she's going to get a prize on television. Now it's a bunch of bullshit. It's it's like you get spam. Now you get spam calls on your phone, but this is like a version of a spam call, where she gets this call. This guy says, well, you won this contest and we're going to put you on television. And so she spends her life preparing to be on TV. And she thinks she needs to lose weight. So she goes to the doctor and gets these diet pills, and she gets addicted to the diet pills. And you see her decay, just physically decay, her eyes sunk in, and she loses all this weight. And she's so obsessed with that she's going to be on TV. I'm going to be on TV. And then her son is a drug dealer, and him and his black friend get together and buy a bunch of drugs they're going to sell. But as they're selling it, they're also taking it. And as they're taking it, they're getting addicted to it. And they get a lot of money saved up, big safe of money. but they kept pulling the money out to buy more dope to feed their addiction. So the mother, Ellen Burstyn, is addicted to diet pills and being on TV. So as she's destroying herself, her son is destroying himself. Him and his friend. So it's a very grim movie. It's not a movie it's not a pick me up movie.
Not a feel good movie.
It's not a feel good movie, but it's so well done. And that director, Aronofsky, Darren Aronofsky, has got a real good visual style. Requiem for a Dream. And I watched it a couple of months ago. And it's a movie I can only watch like once every 2 or 3 years, because it's so grim, but it's just so well made, and for Ellen Burstyn's performance, which, of course, she's the mother in The Exorcist and a lot of.
She's got a huge catalog of movies that she's been in, Ellen Burstyn.
But yeah, her performance in Requiem for a Dream, I think she was nominated for it, but I don't think she won. She should have won though for that. Number 90, I don't even know if I've heard of this, much less seen it, and it's called Come and See.
Come and See.
After finding an old rifle, a young boy joins the Soviet resistance movement against ruthless German forces and experiences the horrors of World War II. Well, now I want to see it because it's a World War II movie. Come and See. Ellen Klimov. But no, I haven't seen Come and See. And I don't think I've seen number 89, and that's Capernaum. Capernaum. Capernaum.
Never heard of it.
I never heard of it. While serving a 5-year sentence for violent crime, a 12-year-old boy sues his parents for neglect.
Okay.
And number 88, Gene Kelly is, his dancing in that is fun. And of course, it's a classic, Singing in the Rain. A silent film star falls for a chorus girl just as he and his delusionally jealous screen partner are trying to make the difficult transition to talking pictures in 1920s Hollywood. And Singing in the Rain. Yeah. And of course, Gene Kelly, that dance he does, with the umbrella and Singing in the Rain. Stanley Donen directed. Number 87. This is one of those big, epic, sweeping movies that, captures a big hunk of America. Once Upon a Time in America. Sergio Leone, he directed a lot of them spaghetti westerns with Clint Eastwood. But anyway, Robert De Niro, James Woods, Elizabeth McGovern, a former Prohibition-era Jewish gangster returns to the Lower East Side of Manhattan 35 years later, where he must once again confront the ghosts and regrets of his old life. And that's one of those movies. It's nearly 4 hours long. It's 3 hours and 49 minutes long. It's one of those big, epic, sweeping movies that really, for me, it's the kind of movie it takes me 2 or 3 settings to finish.
Yeah.
It's not one I can sit and watch all the way through. It takes me a couple of settings, but it's a great movie. Robert De Niro was great in it. James Woods, Once Upon a Time in America, and like a Sergio Leone, like I say, he did a lot of spaghetti western. Okay, Akers says one other one is called Native Harmony, a married couple that own resort land near a burial ground get lost in the woods and need to trust the spirits to help them. But all the spirits are here to trick. But the spirits are here to trick. Huh.
Yeah. I watched not long ago The 100, and it's where all those people come out of their graves and they're alive again. And nobody knows why they've come alive again. One was in the Revolutionary War. He come walking in. He's been dead, 70, 80 years, and he looks like a 20-year-old, Um,
The 100.
the 100, yeah. And the sheriff's wife died of cancer. And they're young, maybe in their 40s. And she comes walking up. I'm telling y'all, it's wicked. It's really good though.
I might have seen that, but that's one I need to revisit.
And,
Uh,
and,
are
and
you in Mahia, Texas? No, Acres. I'm at Lake Mahia. That's about 10 miles.
you're 8 miles out of town,
8 miles.
out
Okay.
of Mahia.
Yeah, because I had my medication delivered, and I think they have a 10 mile limit, but I make
Yeah,
it under the limit, so they deliver
yeah.
my medicine. So
I drove you up there many a time
yeah,
for many, many
yeah.
years.
But anyway, I'm at Lake Mahia, but maybe that would be fun. Maybe that would be fun to make a movie. But yeah, keep in contact, Acres, because you've got a lot of great ideas there. And but you said your brother, does he do that? Does he make films, short films?
Does Acres make films?
Uh, okay, now we're going to go. There's three in a row that I haven't seen, but 86 is Three Idiots. 2009, two friends are searching for their long lost companion. They revisit their college days and recall the memories of their friend who inspired them to think differently, even as the rest of the world called them idiots. That sounds familiar, but I don't think I've seen it. Number 85 is High and Low, 1963. There's another Akira Kurosawa film. An executive of a Yokohama shoe company becomes a victim of extortion when his chauffeur's son is kidnapped by mistake and held for ransom. So, yeah, High and Low. And 84 is Your Name, 2016. Two teenagers share a profound magical connection upon discovering they are swapping bodies. Things manage to become even more complicated when the boy and girl decide to meet in person.
Yeah, I imagine.
But finally, we got a movie I've seen.
Huh?
And this is number 83, and that is Joker. Todd Phillips. And of course, it's Joaquin Phoenix and Robert De Niro. And they recently made the sequel that bombed at the box office. They said it was so bad that it was almost like the director was saying, kind of like, yeah, you like the first movie? Well, fuck you. But in Joker 2, Joker Adu or something like that, Joker, I don't know what it was, Foley Adu or something. And it's supposed to be like a kind of a musical. But anyway, they said it was so dumb and stupid that it's almost like the director was playing a joke on the audience, because the first one, Joaquin Phoenix won Best Actor for it. It was really popular. So anyway, Joker. And this is not 2019. Arthur Fleck, a party clown and a failed stand-up comedian, leads an impoverished life with his ailing mother. However, when society shuns him and brands him as a freak, he decides to embrace the life of chaos in Gotham City. And of course, this is Batman's nemesis, Joker. You don't see Batman in this film. You see him as a child, but mainly it's a different take on Joker. I think Joaquin Phoenix is really good in it, and the comparison is of a Scorsese films, particularly what is it? Taxi Driver, and what's the other one? Anyway, it looks like a Scorsese film. It feels like a Scorsese movie, and yeah, and Robert De Niro's in it. Of course, it's in Taxi Driver, but yeah, I like it though. I've got it on Blu-ray. I do really like Joker, but yeah. Um, and number 82, I don't think I've seen, and that's Princess Mononoke. On a journey to find the cure for Tata or for something's curse, this man finds himself in the middle of a war between the forest gods of Tatara, a mining colony. In his quest, he also meets San, a Mononoke Heim, which I don't even know what any of that means. I guess it's a fantasy film.
Sounds almost like Narnia.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, Akers says, "Have you seen Southland Tales? Thanks for the fun live stream."
I hadn't seen it, y'all. I hadn't seen it.
I've seen Southland Tales. I have heard of it, but I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah.
But thank you, Akers. Yeah, we're trying to have fun here. Okay, number 81 is Good Will Hunting.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I like that.
Will Hunting, a janitor at an MIT, has a gift for mathematics, but he needs help from a psychologist to find direction in his life. And Gus Van Sant directed, and Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. I think they won an Oscar for their screenplay.
They did. Yeah.
And here's the thing about Robin Williams. I think he was one of the best straight actors there was. Robin Williams. He could
Was
be.
he? I didn't think he was in that.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, okay.
He plays what was a psychologist or something, but it is Robin Williams.
Okay. Yeah.
But deals with mainly Matt Damon. It helps him mentally, deal.
Yeah, because Matt Damon was like almost homeless,
Yeah.
but he had this brilliant mind.
It's Robin Williams, and of course he was a comedian. And here's the thing about Robin Williams. I thought he was one of the best straight actors there was.
Yeah, he was.
I could not stand him as a comedian. I hated his guts as a comedian. Yes. And he come and he would do all the voices and oh man, because when he would be on David Letterman or the Tonight Show or something like that, I would avoid Robin Williams because I just could not stand his comedy. I don't know why, but I literally wanted to reach through the screen and strangle him. Because he was so spastic and the voices and shit he'd do, it didn't work for me at all. His comedy did not work for me. But he was one of the best straight actors, serious actors there was.
I liked him in Jumanji.
Yeah, well, okay. And there's some comedies he did that I think are okay, that I like. Good Morning Vietnam, I like.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's several comedies he's in where he's not doing the Robin Williams stuff that he would do like on talk shows. There was a script written for him and he would,
Talk about ADHD.
There you go. He could be funny in comedies, but I thought he was really good as a serious actor.
Very.
Hang on. But yeah, Good Will Hunting. Okay. Aker says, I think he would visit. He will be traveling in his SUV with his dog. He has done a lot of good stories, and I think we can do good.
Oh, neat.
Okay.
Her brother.
And Aker says Robin Williams on a chat show would be a bit much. Yes.
He was. I saw him many times.
He would be a bit much. That is an understatement. Yeah. But like I say, he was one of the best actors there were. Was
it the ones where he was a doctor, Patch Adams? Is that the name?
No, I don't like Patch Adams. No.
In that where he was working in mainly a children's hospital.
Yeah.
And he would do the comedy to make the kids. No. It was for the kids, Jay.
No. I think maybe it was based on a real person.
It was, I think.
But I couldn't stand him in Patch Adams because he was doing his Robin Williams.
Right. Bullshit. He was doing the comedy thing.
And it was a good. The story is good.
Right.
The character with somebody else doing it, I think would have been good. But
I liked it.
no,
It was
well,
part of the healing for the kids.
I like
Yeah.
to say, yeah, good idea, good story, but I don't like him in the movie. So there you go.
Well, you ain't gonna see him in no more unless they're real.
He committed suicide, Robin Williams, which is sad.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, anyone that does that it's a sad thing. And but yeah. But Bartholomew versus Death was supposed to be filmed in 1992 with Stallone and John Candy as feuding neighbors. Would you have liked to see that one? Yeah, anything with John Candy. Oh
Yeah.
man, I
Yeah.
miss John Candy so much. And Thanksgiving, I watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I watch that every year. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with John Candy and Steve Martin. Anything with John Candy, though, I loved him, and even the smaller roles he did, like at Home Alone or whatever. Oh man, I miss John Candy. I just thought he was a
I do
funny.
too. I loved him on Vacation.
Yeah, just everything. But yeah, Vacation. I so miss John Candy. He was one of my all time favorites. But yeah, I would have liked to have seen that one. And Candy's dead now, but it should still be. But should it still be made? Bartholomew versus Neff with Stallone and John. I don't as feuding neighbors. Well, yeah, anything about feuding neighbors that I watched a few weeks ago. I watched Neighbors, and
Yeah, that was cute.
John Belushi and oh help me here. But anyway, yeah. And he did good in Insomnia, Robin Williams.
Yeah, he sure did. Yeah.
And
He was great.
John Hughes wrote Bartholomew versus Neff. It even pre-sold distribution at Cannes in 1992 and was never made. Another canceled Stallone movie was called Isabar. It would have starred Stallone and Kim Basinger and Walter Matthau were to be in it about a plant-based monster on a super train. Huh. My goodness. I never heard of that. But yeah, now you got me really missing John Candy. Okay, and number 8 is Braveheart. And of course, Mel Gibson stars and directed. Scottish warrior William Wallace leads his countrymen in a rebellion to free his homeland from the tyranny of King Edward I of England. Yeah, Braveheart. Another one of those epic movies, sweeping and yeah. And another long movie, nearly 3 hours long, Braveheart. But yeah, and of course, Mel Gibson. Number 7. Here we go, World War II again. And this is Das Boot, or I think the English translation is The Boat, or Das Boot.
The boat.
Das Boot. And it's about it's a German submarine. Wolfgang Petersen directed. A German U-boat stalks the frigid waters of the North Atlantic as its young crew experience the sheer terror and claustrophobic life of a submariner in World War II. Oh man, if you've never seen Das Boot, you got to see it, Kathy. I think it's subtitles. You got to read the subtitles. It's German, and it's about, usually when you watch a World War II movie, it follows the Americans versus the Germans or versus the Japanese or whatever, versus Hitler or whatever. This is the perspective of the Germans in a submarine. But the submarine, there's some damage to the submarine. I think it's, with a missile or something. So they're caught underwater in the submarine, and the water's coming in, and it's so well made and really tense and really well done. But anyway, yeah, Das Boot. It's a classic.
Ann Akers says John Candy did not want his CFL partners to sell the team he had bought. He became very close to the players and team he owned and was pressured to sell it in 1992. The return on investment was low. And what was that movie that John Candy made about the sledders that that compete in the sleds?
Was it Cool Runnings?
Was that it?
No, I don't know.
Hang on. Anyway, I really like it. Pretty much anything with John Candy. He could do no wrong. I don't think I ever seen a bad John Candy movie.
Yeah.
Because I liked him so much. Yes, Kathy. Cool Runnings.
Well, I know what I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know a lot, but I know that.
Yeah.
I remember some of my favorite ones because wasn't it an African team that he had to go to getting them into the bobsled in the Olympics?
Yeah. Yeah. And Akers says he took Once Upon a Crime for a $2 million paycheck from Dino De Laurentiis and Canadian Bacon. I remember Canadian Bacon.
Yeah.
And Wagons East. I remember Wagons East to make up for what he thought he should earn. Cool Runnings is the one.
I liked Cool Runnings a lot.
Yeah, I did like
it's hilarious.
Yeah. And then in movies like Canadian Bacon and Wagons East aren't great films, but because I always just love John Candy so much, I still like him because it's John Candy. Yeah. He was the one actor could do no wrong for me that I like I say, I don't think I ever saw a bad John Candy movie because I just loved him so much. Okay, number 78 is Avengers Endgame. And I saw this in the theater. I'm not a big comic book movie fan these days, but I did like that one. After the devastating events of Avengers Infinity War, the universe is in ruins. With the help of remaining allies, the Avengers assemble once more in order to reverse Thanos' actions and restore balance to the universe. And of course, Robert Downey Jr., is Iron Man. And yeah, I liked it. If you're a comic book fan, it's really good. Like I said, I don't watch a lot of comic book movies these days, but I did see that one. I did enjoy that one. And number 77 is the first one, Toy Story. Yeah. Cowboy Doll is profoundly threatened and jealous when a new spaceman action figure supplants him as a toy in a boy's bedroom. And of course, Tom Hanks and my doctor, my primary physician, is named Tim Allen. That's his name. And I said, "Hey, Toy Story," when I first met him. "Hey, Toy Story." But that's his name.
Or the Tim Allen Show. That was good too.
Yeah, Tim Allen.
Yeah.
But, Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, Don Rickles, John Lasseter directed. And it was the movie that broke new ground for computer animation. Kind of showed what could be done in computer animation, and might be the first film that was completely computer animated. Might have been the first one to do that. But yeah, Toy Story. And Aker says, anyway, John Candy was a businessman and also didn't like TriStar PR campaign for who's Harry Crumb. In Canadian interview, he is revealed to be a far more complex, sophisticated person than the jolly, affable way that he came across. That is very, and I'm not sure what that word, when people look at him, they say he was so nice. He was awesome at what he did, but he was a far more complex person than that. He and John Hughes wrote 4 movies themselves together that have not been made, and Candy rewrote and produced Only the Lonely.
Oh, I like that.
John Hughes' estate and family have been hiring writing consultants. Huh. Well, that's the stuff.
There you go. Now you'll know about movies you didn't know nothing about.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna go.
There's another one that I really like. Yeah.
I'm probably gonna go.
Are you're gonna leave the?
Yeah. Yeah. I had to take a pain pill and I'm getting a headache from all that testing. And I gotta turn my air on and I don't feel good. And
Okay. Well, thank you for joining me, sis.
thanks for having me.
We did an hour and a half, so yeah.
I still hung in there. Okay, well, bye.
And we'll do this again. And yeah, thank you, sis. And
Okay.
I'll talk to you soon. Love you.
Love you too, babe.
Okay, now I'm back by myself here, but Acres of Movies is got something else here. For years to appraise and evaluate the hundreds of unmade screenplays by John Hughes, I'd like to have our unmade ones made, but sometimes you never know if it can occur. Yeah, and I think the only thing about that, when you talk about, unmade John Hughes comedies or whatever, would they have the feel of like an 80s film or something? But I guess you can update them, and for more modern audiences or whatever. But I had no idea he had so many unmade screenplays and that John Candy was so heavily involved in them. I didn't know that. Hope you had a good Christmas. I did, Sean. I had a good Christmas. Hope you did too, sir. Okay, well, I'm going to name a couple of more here, and then I probably will wind down myself. We've done an hour and a half. I've got 8:36 on my end here. But now that Kathy's departed for the night, we'll sort of wind down here. And number 76 is American Beauty. And, of course, Kevin Spacey, Annette Bening. A sexually frustrated suburban father has a midlife crisis after becoming infatuated with his daughter's best friend. Sam Mendes directed. And 1999. Yeah, I liked American Beauty back then. But over the years, I haven't been crazy about it. It's kind of gone down in my appreciation of it. I watched it, a few years ago, and it's a movie I don't think it holds up very well for me, American Beauty. But yeah. And let's see. Drill Bit Taylor, the Owen Wilson movies, were one of those screenplays. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm learning some stuff here. But yeah, I guess I'm going to stop with the list for now. We're up to number 76, American Beauty. And then if I continue, which I probably will, I like these lists because it gives us something to talk about. Although Acres of Movies have given us plenty to talk about. Thank you so much, ma'am. But yeah, we'll definitely probably come back to this list, the bucket list, IMDb's bucket list. But let's see here. But yeah, we've talked about some movies, and of course, Acres of Movies has had some really good input here. This has got an odd collar. This shirt. Yeah, got an odd collar. Yeah, but I like this shirt. This kind of a nautical theme. Yeah. I don't know if I would be running Playboy magazine in this shirt, but Hugh Hefner, Kathy said, it looks like a Hugh Hefner shirt. But I like this shirt. And the stuff I got from Temu, kind of shows some of the things here. No, I really like my shoes. It's probably my favorite in this package is the shoes, the slip-on shoes. And I got some more coming. Because in the summertime, I was getting the slides, the shoes you just slide into. I got a bunch of them for summertime. So now that it's supposed to be in wintertime, although it's hot here in Texas right now, I want to get shoes that you can wear with socks. And I don't want to have to worry about tying them and everything. You just slip them on. So anyway, yeah. and I need to wash this and get this in the freezer. The Frozen Magic Freeze, Squeeze, and Enjoy. You put liquid in it, soda or whatever, and you squeeze it, and it makes a slushy consistency. And yeah, I need to get it washed and get it in the freezer. And hopefully tomorrow I'll make me a slush. Probably I'll be. I've got a store brand Dr. Pepper. What is it, Dr. B or whatever? I'll probably use that. I'll start off with that. So hopefully it works. Yeah. And what else? I got this kind of just like a notepad thing to scribble on. And got me a pair of winter pants, sweatpants, I guess you'd say, or winter pants. But I'm going to need to wait for it to get properly cold to wear these because it's got this kind of fur interior. But it ought to be warm when it gets cold. This ought to be warm. So, yeah. And what else? And I got the duster. Yeah, duster. So, there you go. And Sean says, happiness is like X-rated version of American Beauty. Oh, yeah, happiness. Oh, man. I think I had that on DVD. That's another one that's kind of like a Requiem for a Dream it's not an upbeat movie by any means, happiness. It's, yeah. And it goes into some areas that are like, oh, man, you don't see many movies go in that direction. But yeah, happiness it's worth seeing, but it's not a movie that I'm going to revisit very often because it goes into some really grim and disturbing topics, happiness. And Aker says, which one would be better, Acid Mountain or Native Harmony or Art Walk? I tell you, because I'm just a sick bastard, that Art Walk sounds like the most fun. Just the plot of that. And someone has made overtures to produce those ones, but I don't like the fit. They're more of a bourgeoisie family type person and doesn't understand the full sensibility of these ideas or movie concepts. Okay. Are you talking about American Beauty? But yeah, that's a movie that I really liked when I first saw it in the first couple of times, but over the years, it's just kind of gone down in my appreciation of it. I don't think it holds up very well. We have dozens more, such as Maraud, St. Augustine Slaughter, Academic Decapitation, Kill Sticks, No Fear of Piracy. The ideas are supreme and cannot be duplicated. I just want to make sure they are. Best executed as movies as possible. Many or other genres, such as thrillers, as well, but horror with this stuff would sell great. From Beach Blanket Brain Bash to Brimstone and Black Velvet, these can be great movies. Noah was talking about some producer, they don't have the right sensibility to make our movies. Huh. Well, yeah, well, definitely, we should talk, Acres. And the thing is, I don't have any money. So my movies don't cost anything. And that's the way I'm, I always tell my actors, I don't have any money. I can't pay you. Just buying that new camera was a big investment for me because that was about $500. I bought some new lenses, or it came with some new lenses, wide angle lenses, a wide angle lens and some things. It shoots in 4K, but I need a new laptop that can edit that kind of footage because what I've got can't handle that kind of footage. It's real choppy and it just doesn't do it. So I need to get a laptop. I want to get at least 32 gigabytes of memory and to handle that. And right now that's an investment that money's kind of for something like that. Money's kind of an object right now. So, and Aker says, yes, I want these to be low cost too. Well, mine are not only low cost; they're basically no cost. uh, yeah, I I don't spend hardly any money on my movies. Uh, and I'm happy with what I've been able to do. The last couple of films have done well at movie festivals, film festivals. So I'm happy with what I've been able to produce and get done. Um, they're not perfect by any means. They're flawed, but I like what I've been able to do, and yeah, so something I definitely want to continue to do, and hopefully we'll get started on the list, the newest one. Hopefully we'll be able to begin on that before long. Uh, to make some more, I need to put some more money. Speaking of money, I need to spend some money and get a new laptop, things like that. So, but okay. Well, this has been a good one. With Kathy joining in and Acres of Movies, you definitely have really contributed. And I can email you some of the key art we designed for Fun of Art Walk. It is of the people doing the art as they are losing limbs, etc. Pretty crazy movie for sure. I'm trying to execute our vision best. Well, yeah, do that. And my email is real, it's all lowercase, REEL at nctv.com. Real at nctv.com. That's my email. So, yeah. But yeah, I guess we'll wind this down. This has been a good one. I've been wanting to do another Being Real show. Did the midday show last week, but been wanting to do this. And thank you, Acres of Movies. You've been so you've participated a lot tonight, and I sure appreciate that. And got some stuff about John Candy was really interesting, and the movie ideas are really interesting. And Sean, and let's see, the Poet 2000, and yeah, thank you everybody that has commented tonight. And we'll definitely do this again, hopefully soon. And I'll go back to that the list here, the bucket list, and but yeah, Acres of Movies is you really have participated tonight. I sure appreciate that. But yeah, thank you everyone that's watched and that will watch. Please give us a thumbs up. Please hit that thumbs up. That helps folks see the show and helps it get seen. So please punch that thumbs up. Spread the word. Let people know about the show if you like what you're seeing. And hopefully we'll do this again soon. Y'all I hope you had a great Christmas, and I hope you're going to have a happy New Year. And yeah, I'll let you guys go for now, but bye-bye.